Brothers at war is how best to describe Saturday's governorship election in Bayelsa State, South Nigeria. The state governor and the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, for the election, Douye Diri, and his All Progressives Congress counterpart, Timipre Sylva, have traded words over alleged plans to perpetrate violence and stockpile arms during the election. And this is after Diri and Sylva signed the peace accord organized by the National Peace Committee in Yenagoa, alongside candidates and of other political parties. At the venue of the signing ceremony, Governor Diri alleged that it will be ineffectual because the APC candidate was lying about violence and arms stockpiling in his Kolokuma-Okpokuma local government area, while Sylva alleged that the PDP orchestrated violence in the area. Chris, I don't understand. Why are you laughing? Is there anything that you want to share with us? Because
no, it's just that our politicians don't seem to learn, and it's a problem. The issue of election violence didn't start today. It started from the 60s. In fact, part of the reason why the First Republic collapsed is because of violence that happened. That's, if you remember vividly, Operation Wet here. I think yes, yeah. Operation Wet here. Yes, in the Southwest. It wasn't the Southwest. We were called then. What was it? Western region. Then, and violence just less than how many years after we've attained independence from the British, violence erupted, and one thing led to the other, to the collapse of that. So that was why I was laughing and said, when will our politicians learn? Esther, the United States just had an election about 2-3 days ago in 3 states: Mississippi, Kentucky, and Ohio. Governors were elected. I'm sure you didn't hear any snatching of ballot boxes, hitting or smashing of people's heads and the rest of them. But I was here whenever there. And also, they did not declare a public holiday for 1 day because of the election. The police in the US did not say that from 12 midnight on Friday till 5 p.m. the next day, there will be no movement. There will be no plane will come in, no transport will go. No, you understand what I'm saying? Even in Ghana here, when they want to vote, during weekdays, people will be in the offices, get to work, start work, and just work out and do their civic responsibilities and go back to work. And I continue to ask, why is it our different? But now to Bayelsa. Why I was laughing also was because of the fact that these statements were made where they just signed a peace accord. It was at the venue that the APC candidate was accusing the governor of stockpiling arms. I watched him live. And the PDP, the governor was saying, how could he say that? That look at me, a man of peace. And you now ask yourself, people that just came out of signing a peace accord, coming out and also engaging in verbal. And whatever they say, we influence their supporters, and that is what embodied their supporters to go into. And it is quite unfortunate that this is an off-season election in only 3 states. But Esther, I will tell you that these 3 states, you know, we said we talked about it off camera. These 3 states is as much as about 10 states put together because of the kind of violence that happened in some of them. In Kogi State, for example, they have been violent to the point that even that the aides to one of the candidates, about 3 of them have been killed within the past few days. Then in Bayelsa, they've been talking about violence. In Imo State is totally shut down between LSC and then the political parties as well. But what I can say is that let our leaders, if you truly want to lead, and the essence of your coming out to contest for election is for the interest of the people, then your personal interest should be out of it. They should be able to bury their hatchets for the good people of Bayelsa so that they can get them, allow them to. Bayelsa is one of the smallest states in Nigeria. But because of water and how water that area, it is always very, very difficult for you to be able to control. So I still appeal to the gladiators to please sheathe their swords. Indeed,
to sheathe their swords, Adewale, let's look at what it would take for politicians to see this as, well, let's say a game, because it's not a do-or-die affair. It is one person to win, another person to lose. So if you're able to win, fine, so far as you're out there to serve the people. What will it take for politicians to have that reorientation about the mission for them to serve and not to be seen as those being served?
Well, in most third world countries, the institutions are very weak. Law enforcement institutions, the judiciary. So where you have, weak institutions, the electoral system is usually vulnerable to all sorts of manipulations. And where you also have a place, in the country where political parties are not necessarily driven by ideology. They are driven by sentiments, driven by personal interest. And when people talk about politics, that is about ethnic interest and all that, the two people we are talking about are both Ijaw. It's not the question of whether it's Yoruba or Igbo now, So it means that even when people are from the same ethnic group, personal interest, personal ambition can still also set them violently against each other. If you are in politics for public interest, I don't think it is right for you to be going to election and then you have one hand for ballot and then the other you are carrying AK-47. Because the Niger Delta environment, especially Bayelsa, we should also be conscious of its history in terms of the armed resistance against in protest for resource control, the amnesty program. So the fact that a lot of people still have access, to illicit harms. So and that's why it should be of interest to us, the election that is coming up in Bayelsa State.